projector in your face, and there were some people who was like speaking into a black closet. You couldn't see anyone. You couldn't feel any feedback. It was just the strangest thing. It was like giving a speech into the dark. It was way easier to do that than to speak right now. No, I mean that to mean it was really super easy. Because this is a cake too. Cakewalk. So they've encouraged us to use microphones. It makes us look official. I don't know how to hold this though. So if you guys, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Like this, Paul.
Like this. So we're recording this today, and we're recording it because not everyone can be here, and we wanted to share it with everybody. So that's why the microphones are here. And at some point, some of you may be asked to get up and maybe say a few words. We're not going to pass the microphone out to you because once we get past that speaker, it makes that awful noise, the feedback noise. So if you do stand up and speak, just please speak as loud as you can so there's some chance we'll actually get it on tape. Steve can do all the talking. Steve can think louder than I can talk. So what do you guys think? Should we start or should we wait or what should we do?
Let's do it.
2:30? Okay, well we're here for the fall meeting and I'm glad everybody made it. This feels like a big group. Does anybody miss the Family Fun Center? It's a better question. Who here never got to go to a company meeting at the Family Fun Center? It's amazing. This says a lot about how the company has grown. Just down the road in Wilsonville, there's that Bullwinkle's, and we were lucky enough, I don't know what that was, 10 years ago to add on to it. We did a conference room edition. Come on, join us. Just plenty of room up front, the front of the class. And so for a while, we met there because, we had worked for them, and we were using our own space, and they're a customer, but it didn't really feel quite right that you guys would come to a meeting and walk by an animatronic moose on the way to hear us present. So this is our fall meeting, and we're meeting here today to do a few things. We recognize that as the company grows, and in any healthy company, frequent communication is super important. And we know that we haven't done the best job about being consistent about this in the last, say, 18 to 24 months. And so we're going to get on a cycle, and the cycle is going to be like this. We're going to meet 4 times a year. 2 times are going to be a party, and 2 times are going to be just like this. So it's going to go meeting, summer picnic, meeting, party, in that order over and over again. So we're only going to subject you guys to this nonsense twice a year. If you're in favor of that, that's good. You can thumbs up. But we're going to continue to have our Christmas party at Uptown Billiards this year, and we'll have a summer picnic last year and reinvigorate something that we used to do for those who've been with us for a while. We used to have a summer picnic every summer. Probably won't do it at Tom Morley's house anymore, seeing how clear he sold it. But we'll find someplace suitable for all of us to meet.
Yeah, where families get to come.
Yep, exactly.
Enjoy.
So we're here to talk about more frequent and better communication. We're here in part because we don't get to see each other every day. Those of us who are in either the Salem or Portland office are kind of spoiled in that we get to see a subset of this group. But a lot of folks take Chris Sickendick. I know Chris is here.
Back
Where's
here.
Chris? Chris, now where have you been? You've been down in Salinas, California. Yeah. So how often did you get to see the folks in this room? Yeah, almost never. So part of it is just that healthy sense of us spending time together. So I know you're going to hear us speak today, but please spend time to enjoy each other while you're here too. And then we're here because we want to share with you some of the direction that we see the company going. And we want to just kind of put that out in front of everybody and get us all on the same page and get us centered. So with that, let's dive in. And we're going to dive in the way we have in the past. Some of you have been to these meetings, have seen this before. We're going to talk through our projects because it's a great way to force the people out in the gallery here to speak. So Dave, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, actually, as we run through these projects, just ask one of you on the team to stand up and say something brief about your project. And I think we'll do something a little bit different. If you're on that project team, I want everybody to stand up so people get to see who's working on that project team.
That includes the PMAs as well, right?
Oh, yeah, everyone who's working on that project, yes. Definitely includes PMAs. In fact, the PMAs should speak, I think, about the project and about who their favorite subs are and who they're not. So we're going to run through the projects. And one thing we wanted to highlight here is, we've got LCG projects we're going to talk about, and we've got Pence Kelly projects we're going to talk about, and we've got some that are on the same project. So these are some projects that we've got PK working on an LCG project on, and you'll get to hear about those briefly. They're great jobs, and it's something we're really trying to do go forward, to set a plan in place to perform our concrete on projects that make sense, and utilize our own forces and grow our own forces through doing that too. So you'll get to hear about those projects. So we're excited about that. All right.
Okay, so first up, Reynolds High School. So if you're on the Reynolds High School team, please stand up. One lucky person's going to get to speak for the group. I'm going to go with Tad Dennis. Tad, can you come up or from right there, don't need to get up. Just speak up and tell us a few things about your job and why this picture looks like it was taken in 1964.
That was just bad lighting or something.
Oh, smoky,
That's what it looks like right now.
smoky day, yeah.
The other photo is the main entry to the school. As you can see the students walking through. That was a crazy week getting that ready before school started. It looks a little bit different now out there. We've framed the administration portion. We just got out in front of that. We're still cranking in every direction out there right now, getting ready to turn over the science wing and the counseling area.
So this is a $25 million remodel to the second largest high school in the state, right?
Yes.
So Reynolds has about 2,600 kids.
28, depending on the day. They've got approximately 700 kids that are considered homeless within the school.
Mm.
Over 50 languages spoken.
It's a huge school, and what you're seeing is basically one summer's worth of work. For the first summer to get the kids back.
This is 1 week.
So thank you, Tad. If everyone can just sort of, not everyone from that team is here, but way to go, Reynolds High School.
Yeah, and that project's going to go through and wrap up next summer, right? Yeah. All right, McMinnville High School. Lee, J.R., Blake, Nathan, all right.
Would you like to say something about your project?
Can't remember much about it. Another remodel addition, certain challenges, working in the occupied campus to get an early start before summer vacation, this last summer vacation started. Persevered. It wasn't easy. Everybody standing here is responsible for getting those kids back in school on time. Took a lot of convincing and walking and hand-holding with the inspectors to get them through on that last Friday before school started.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been challenging, but we got her, and we're still getting it and getting ready for phase 3.
So that's a new CTC building on the left, very similar to the one at Silverton. They used the Silverton building as a model for that program. So we built that. We built a new field house, which is 4,800 square feet, which alleviates the pressure from the fact that we're tearing down the 2 gyms starting in April of next year. And then on the right is an addition to the cafeteria that we built in 2008. So the stuff sort of in the left-hand side of that picture was the existing, and you see kind of in the center of that photo, that gray panel, that's actually where the exterior wall was before. And now it's an interior wall, and it has a big M cast in place. That's the J.R. Lesh Memorial M. Because he chiseled it out himself again. And so to give you some context, everybody's living in this world, but we had this summer to build that addition to the cafeteria in 10 weeks, and the steel showed up 4 weeks late. So that's been our life. But we got it done in time, got it open in time, and that's like JR said.
Indeed.
And that was PK stuff too. So we had PK as well as concrete on that.
Thanks, McMinnville.
And you had a little bit more there. Nathan ran a remodel of the existing hospital too, or high school also. And then you kick off in April for basically another year plus on the meat of the job. So this was about 11 to 12 million. Yep. And then so you got another 41 plus million to go out there still. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Go McMinnville.
All right, Westgate team. Where's the Westgate team at? Scattered around. You can see which groups like each other and which ones don't. This group's a little segregated. All right, Carl. Carl.
Westgate is 2 apartment buildings right in the middle of downtown Beaverton with the Beaverton Building Department looking seriously right on top of us. Approximately
So is the perspective we have the same one, the inspection? So this is the building department's view of the project.
Anyway, 18-month project. We got a great team. We got this kind of oddballs concrete contractor that's working down on the hole right now. So our excavation is done. One side has got a parking garage under. We've started. We got the hole dug on it. We're just starting to putting some foundations. We'll be digging footings on the second building next week, and just basically getting out of the ground. Dave worked and Dan worked for months getting the contract written on the thing. It was probably the single most difficult berth I've ever seen a project take.
Yeah, that contract ended up being like that thick when we were done. I think you got it all memorized by now, right? Okay. So this project too is valued at about 100 or 45 million. Yep. 40. Yeah. Change orders will get up to 100 million. So yeah.
And it is the third project for this particular customer.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it
With more
fourth?
More to come.
Fourth project. We
That's
had a
true,
TI,
got
right?
TI at their headquarters.
Right. All right. Thank you.
So let's see, who's here from Hillsdale? Denise and Mark. And Dan. And Patty. Do you want to speak, Patty? Okay. How about Denise? Would you mind saying just a few words about your job, Denise?
Sure, this is a very tight site, 5 buildings, 10 condos, basically duplexes. We have about 2/3 of the footings poured, and we're starting on framing on the first building.
That's very exciting. And it's condos, right? We're finally back in the condo market. We finally nailed it. And then not everyone's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, thank you. Okay, a little bit closer. Ooh, Vancouver Apartments. Who's here from Vancouver Apartments? I know Kevin is. Kip is at jury duty, and CA is not here, so you're it, Kevin.
Yeah.
Either that or I get to speak, one of the two. So. No,
No.
absolutely not. I'll get my fair share, I promise.
Basically, it's a project that started. It's actually getting to the point where it's starting to create a flow now. We have an owner out there who wants to do a lot of design building and whatnot, and we're working through that.
Nice way to present that.
Other than the job's actually getting back on track. We're starting to roll out there. We've got a roof, we're drying in. We've got a lot of our supplies now showing up, doors, windows. Basically, I've just been putting out fires for the last month and a half out there.
Yeah. So 54 units of new wood frame department in. So guess what city this is in? Anybody? Any guesses? Yeah, it's not in Vancouver. It is in Portland. Well, thank you, Kevin.
That's why I couldn't find the job.
That's true. So here's to that team.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Mennonite Village. I saw Brian come in. Eric must be down at the job. Kathy Lee, Brian.
Mennonite Village, it's a 3 stories above grade, 1 story basement below it. First floor is a PT deck, and then the next 3 floors are a cold form structure. So that has its unique challenges. About 70,000 square feet, 13 million bucks. We are actively starting framing as of this morning. And we also have PK out there who's done a really good job the last several months getting us to where we are now.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, that's right in the middle of the neighborhood, and they're gonna start cutting those metal studs here pretty soon. So we'll be handing out some earplugs. All right. What's next? Morning Star Senior Living. Tristan's not here, and Jim Hammonds is not here.
And
So
Jacob Schultz couldn't make it today. So
and yeah,
that's right.
Jacob Schultz. Tyler.
So this project started in June of this year. We set up application in August, valued at $19 million, 600,000 square feet. And the building itself is over 500 feet long. It's a really long, narrow site. Long, narrow building. It's a memory care and assisted living facility. It's post compliant. Some of our challenging issues are just the site in general. It's built on a hillside.
Yeah, so we've got retaining walls all along here, all along this back side, and then all around this other side. So I don't know what percentage of that is, but probably close to 50% of the site has retaining walls surrounding it, uphill side, downhill side.
And then it's in the city of Beaverton as well, and it's a tricky jurisdiction.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is the first project for this client too. Morningstar and Confluent Development, and Dan's working on project number 2.
Project number 2,
Happy
Happy Valley.
Valley. So, good job. Thank you.
Well done. Avamere Bremerton. I don't think Corey isn't with us. And Larry isn't with us.
I think
Why don't
Mark.
you take it away, Dan?
Not Marcy?
You're welcome to as well.
So this is a building that the client Avamere found that was just a dilapidated piece of garbage, and we came in and made it this beautiful memory care. What else is there to say about it? It's almost done.
It is. Larry Reel was out there in Larry's home.
Larry's home.
Yep.
Larry's back home. Corey worked on it. Larry worked very hard on it and finished it up. Yeah, it's a nice building now.
Good job.
Yeah. Putting lipstick on a pig, basically, wasn't it?
Put new lips on a pig.
Yeah. New lips on.
I might have lived in that one.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I take that back.
Little known fact: Whitey grew up in Bremerton, Washington. So
What was the building before? Was
It was memory care.
memory care before.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like it's ready to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They forgot to take care of it before. All right. Thank you.
Ooh, Quail Park, West Seattle.
Quail Park, West Seattle, challenging site. Up in Seattle, West Seattle, which is West Seattle. Dan, are you the only one here to talk about that?
I thought you were going to do it, Dave.
It's in Vancouver.
So this site was really challenging, still remains challenging. You can't see the backside, but we retained about 30 feet of earth to put this on the hill. Behind it is a big apartment building. This is all memory care, 4 stories of memory care for a repeat client, which is Quail Park. Tristan, Dave Leddick, and Elliot are all up on the job site today. Kurt. And Kurt, yes.
Yep.
Third floor is on grade at the back of the building, so those are elevation difference.
Yeah,
Walk
third
out
floor is
back
on
door,
grade. You
yeah.
can't really tell what kind of site it is from this picture, but
Yeah.
it's a tricky site that we're wrapping up.
Indeed. Well done.
Roland should stand up on it. Every one of these,
I think each
too.
one of these.
Yeah, good job.
DHS Broadway. No takers? Yeah. So this is a tenant improvement. We've done several projects for DHS. The project in Roseburg, the project out there in Gresham at that Target building, all of which were DHS projects. And that experience led a developer to us that owned a building in North Portland that now is getting remodeled into another DHS use. So an exciting project. So clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly, exactly. Well done.
All right, SCEF, which stands for Salem Kaiser Education Foundation, and I don't think there's anyone here that's working on that currently. This is a project that we're doing for that nonprofit, and it's something that we basically gave our fee away on the job to serve the community in this way. So that project's coming closer and closer to completion. It's a remodel of an old building. I'm trying to remember when it was built. But it's early Salem building. I want to say it was 1920s or something like that is when that was built. So nearing completion on that.
I did the framing that one.
You did the framing on it?
I don't know what happened to that job because we were pulled off and
Yeah, right.
we were almost done framing it, so.
Right. Some nonprofits have challenges, so they get to a point and they don't have quite the donations they thought they had, and so that one stalled for a while.
There wasn't a square wall or level floor in that thing.
Yeah, after you're done or before?
We did the best we could with what we had.
Yeah. Right on.
Breaks on the outside, you could just grab and move them off.
Scary.
Built around it, so it's safe.
All right. right, quit talking. No. All right. Thank you. All right. Mayfair Plaza. All Philip, Jamie, Dean. Who wants to talk?
Jamie.
So Mayfair Falls out is out in McMinnville, just north of the high school. It's about a 4,500 square foot shell building. We got walls going up, probably finishing next week. For a repeat client, about 1.3, 1.4 million. And yeah, we're looking to develop on it.
Yeah, awesome. So this is a client that, this is a small retail pad, but the same client that we did Kaiser Station for. So that was at what, 2005? So long relationship. Thanks, guys.
Even Hotel. Who have we got here today? Dave Jones. Do you want to speak, Dave? You want to say a few words?
Yeah, I will. So Even Hotel is a new 100-room, 3-story hotel kind of down by Watson Stadium in Eugene, across the street from the Methodist.
It's true. Yeah.
It's 3-story. It's got a steel frame podium. Your next key levels are wood framed. Parking underneath. It's been a challenging project just because the design is so poor. We were put on hold for quite a while, working through permitting and major changes to the building, and so we had quite the delay. We're nearing the end of completion, though. We've got our goal is to get them open for the Civil War game, which is on November 25th.
So it's a fitness hotel, right?
It is, yeah. It's kind of geared towards the fitness. One of the strange things in every guest room has a fitness pole to floor-to-ceiling pole with stretchy bands.
Fitness pole. You're describing this very, very well.
All right, next.
So a quick hand for the Even Hotel team.
Yeah.
Finally, Steve Shaw's going to get a chance to speak. So the Willark Hotel.
Now, where's the PK group working on that?
That building is going to be a 150-unit hotel room, and it's done. There's 2 buildings, the Woodmark and the Cornelius building. They're combined together. There's holes cut out between them to have the stairways to go through them. The Woodmark is 9 stories, and the Cornelius is 7 stories tall. They both got basements in them. They both have a lot of history behind them because they were built like over 100 years ago. And its completion date is somewhere about
This is where Steve tells me bad news right now. I'm going to learn right now what he just figured out.
fall of 18.
2018. So this lattice work over here is Mike Collum and the concrete group's handiwork that goes all the way up through an existing concrete structure on the Woodlark side, and the Cornelius side is a wood structure. Yeah, so the concrete work on the wood side is quite a bit different on the same project. Yeah. Each hole was 10 minutes, 31 seconds.
Actually, we're still drilling. We've been drilling through concrete since December on this job. So we've had a couple of guys that got about 9 months experience drilling.
Making the Hilti rep happy.
All
All
right.
right. Well, thanks, Woodlark team.
Getting corner from the Westin Hotel.
Yeah. Those of you that stayed for the Christmas party last year stayed across the street from this building. Yeah.
Yep.
How about Rivermark?
Jamie.
It's your turn again.
So this is a TI build out for Rivermark Community Credit Union, their corporate headquarters over in Beaverton. Repeat client, we've done some of their branches for them previously. About 13,000 square feet, $1.5 million, and just starting painting this week, so starting interior finishes. Working on that with CA White and Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, right
indeed.
on.
Another repeat customer. Thanks.
Way to go, Jamie. DHS Corvallis concrete tilt project. Steve Taylor, is he here? No, you're going to speak for him.
So this is a project we did for Fortis down in Dallas. It's about 50-some thousand square feet. Is that right? Pretty straightforward tilt. Steve did a good job. We negotiated with Fortis, didn't have to bid it.
Oh, that's awesome. Did some pre-construction work on it too, right? Yeah. Is there? This is cast in brick on this one.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, awesome job.
Yeah, go Beavs.
Awesome job. Yeah, and Fortis put together this magnificent flyover video of this thing that they were so proud of. It was amazing. Didn't mention our name in the video, but
I think you heard Nat, but this was Fortis's big company, Fortis. So it was their first tilt hub.
yeah,
Luckily, they had someone as professional as Pence Kelly to show them how it's done.
right.
That's right.
Yeah. Good job, guys. PDX, QTA, Whitey Frank, Whitey Frank. Frank, Whitey doesn't want to share on this, so go ahead.
So this is the
Okay.
Airport
Yeah.
turnaround facility. Each level of 158,000 square feet. And there's 32 gas pumps with vacuums to clean out the rental cars when they come back, and 16 car washes. As well as the second deck is all storage or parking for rental cars as they're staged.
So we don't need to worry about cleaning our rental cars up when we return them in Portland at all. Get resolved right here in this building.
So you got a ramp left to do out there, and other than that, it's miscellaneous stuff, and you're done, right?
Work, and then they're roofing the structural slab on top.
Oh, right.
Another propping slab on top of that.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
Good job.
Great job. OMD Joint Forces. Another Fortis job. Troy, tell us about your job.
The Joint Forces base is about 25,000 square feet of slab on grade, another 23,000 of slab on metal deck. The first floor is all poured except the lobby area, which you see right there. They want to hold off on that because that's all polished concrete, and they want to wait till the building's up. They start setting steel tomorrow, so early November we should be doing slab on deck.
Great. So this job's right over by the prison and the other armed force building there on State Street, and what's the other road there? State and Hawthorne. Hawthorne, yeah. All right. Great job.
Indeed.
Belmont Self-Storage, another concrete project, elevated structure. Nat, who's you going to talk about this or somebody else? All right.
John's not here, but this is a job we did for Deacon. First project we've done for them. What's the square foot exactly? 30,000 square foot, four levels. Four levels concrete. Yep. Couple metal decks. 6-story building. It's on a map slab. John ran the job and did awesome. Really nice looking concrete project. Deacon loved him. Got a couple metal decks left to do when it's in.
Yeah, awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, John's down at helping Mike down at Woodlark Concrete too. All right, great job.
Finally, Jeff Sukup gets to speak. We called this like 10 different names. You probably heard it as the Dalles, but it's actually technically called Cascade Square.
All right, Cascade Square is a 9-building shopping center, open for business at all hours. We took off the existing canopies and basically gave it a facelift, brought it in from the 70s to now, and we've been out there for just under 6 months, and it's just going into punch now.
It's hard to picture what happened here, but this mall goes on for 5,000 feet, and every inch of the face of the building was tore off, and every business stayed open and operational while we did it. It's transformative what happened here. The other interesting part is Goodwill, which we also built, is right next door to this. So we basically cornered the market in the Dalles. We're the guy, pretty much. We've got like 1,200 feet of storefront in the Dalles, so that's going on the resume. That's in the next portfolio.
And you may have heard Don Vandehay actually got injured on this project, and he's doing well. He was at the grand opening, and I don't know how he got a golf cart, but he was wheeling around in that. And yeah, so he's healing well. So just keep your thoughts with him if you would. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. So it looks like the Aster 21 slide fell off, so we can't forget it. So could the Aster 21 team stand up? I don't think Brandon is here, but Daniel would love to speak, wouldn't you?
Sure.
So what's Aster 21? That's a weird name for a job.
27-unit apartment. They're kind of high-end boutique apartments, I guess you could call them.
Can you describe what the picture would look like if we were looking at it? I'm just kidding, don't do that.
It's 4 stories, 3 stories over
'Kay.
retail. Pretty high-end finishes with car stackers with 29 spots or something.
Yeah, in Northwest Portland.
It's an all brick building. It kind of looks like the old Northwest Portland building. It'll look nice when we're done.
Thank you. Start with
Yeah.
Aster slide.
Good job. So upcoming projects, we've got a lot of projects on the books. We've had several of our projects this year kind of slid a little bit towards next year, but these are all new projects. So Sherwood Senior Living, we mentioned we had another one for the Rembold Group after Westgate. So Sherwood Senior Living will be similar to the Timberland job. Excited about that.
Aniva Apartments is coming up, and this is apartment building, obviously, but the exciting part is the 4th building for the same development group. Again, it's another repeat customer.
Right, then Morningstar, Happy Valley, sister project to the Beaverton project. So great job again, Dan. That starts up in probably March-ish. Yeah.
Tigard High School, school modernization. Like the name kind of belies how big a project this is. This is $51 million of high school remodel, occupied, very similar to McMinnville and Reynolds, that starts a year or so from now. Big deal. We just got awarded that. In fact, it was Joffrey's first interview. If you haven't met Joffrey, he's new estimator. Joffrey's first interview, and he won the work, so he's batting 1,000. So he has to go to every interview from now on.
Yeah, one thing
I have a much higher failure rate than that.
One thing I want to say about that project real quick, just reflecting back, you know, we've done a lot of school projects, and they've ranged in size. I think before McMinnville, the largest one was $45 million, and then McMinnville's $53 million. I remember going into 50, how many? 54, more change orders. Okay, $54 million. I remember going into that interview thinking, you know, I feel pretty good about this job, but it's, you know, it's a stretch size-wise. And I think as our company's grown, when we went into the Tigard interview with the team we had, I was confident that we were going to win that. And it's 50-some million too. So, you know, that transition of getting to a point of competency and proving that competency, and then actually having a reputation that takes you to that next project is a great place to be in. So that's all of you folks that have been involved in those jobs that accomplished that.
Yeah, well done.
Oregon State University Finley Hall is one that Lee and his team got. We've got an effort going towards higher education, and that is we targeted it as our first win, got awarded it. It's about, I think, $8 million-ish, and we're not exactly sure if it's going to be a 2-summer project or a 1-summer project, probably 2, but we'll see. Capitol Manor, another one. I think Lee won 2 projects within 1 week with his team, and so that's exciting. Capitol Manor, if you don't know where that is, it's in Salem, heading out towards Dallas, and it's a memory care facility, so good win.
We'll rattle off a few more here. We got a Goodwill that's actually technically underway right now. We're doing earthwork there, but there's a new Goodwill boutique-ish style building that's going to be built in Newport. We're a remodel to an existing building in Florence. That's a different territory. That's Goodwill of Lane and South Coast counties. But that'll be about our sixth-ish project with those guys, with that particular Goodwill. Corvallis Clinic, we're going to be building an MOB in North Albany, which gets confusing, that we're building the North Albany Clinic for Corvallis Clinic. I've gone to the wrong place several times. That's another repeat customer, a group called Rubicon, that we built the DHS project in Roseburg for, and that's led to these additional projects: Corvallis Clinic, Rubicon Wenatchee, Rubicon Sandy, and this should make Philip smile. We found out like 30 minutes ago that there's another project with them, a medical office building in Medford that we think we have too, right? He said, don't tell anybody. I figured as long as I just tell 75 of you, that'd be fine. And then I don't know if you guys have been following, but Corey Loomis is taken up in Bend at our office over there, and he won his first large project over there, a project called Larkspur. It's an aquatic facility not unlike David Douglas or the Croc or Sun River. That'll start next year. Mr. Shaw needs to get done in time for, right, Steve? Steve can't get to Bend fast enough. He's like ready to go. So lots of exciting stuff coming for Pence.
Yeah, and Pence Kelly has some work ahead of themselves. A lot of it is outside of LCG Pence, actually. So U of O Tykes and Hall. Do you want to speak to these real quick, Nat?
Well, I mean, the first three are Fortis jobs. We don't have a contract for those, but we're negotiating all those jobs. So
Are we jinxing it right now?
I hope.
I hope not to.
I mean, the cool thing about those first three jobs is that, Fortis is just coming straight to Pence Kelly. They're trying to get us on their projects, not bid them out, and, that's thanks to Joaquin and Steve and John Stewart for doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tyson Hall, we're really close to closing. Apple, we were awarded the job. We were low bidder, I would say.
Is that data center?
That's a data center.
Yeah.
Yep. Next, right across the street from PRN3 that Whitey did. It got pushed out, so it's scheduled to start in March. PRN5-6 is the next phase of Facebook, which is twice the size of PRN3, so it's about 1 million square feet of slab there. So it should be about 20. Well,
Yeah, keep posting photos of your kids and stuff on Facebook. Please.
Got some stuff there that I need Dan to give me share more.
Yeah, LCG Penn should try just as hard as Fortis to get PK on our network.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So we're gonna let Roland speak for a minute. I'll give Dave and I a chance to get a drink. So. So Roland, if you could share with us an update on safety.
Okay, safety. We've had EMRs went down to 0.73 now, so good job, you guys. It was up there a ways. And you can see we got a lot of. We're doing.
We can do this right now. Let's
Okay,
let's
so
try
if
this.
you've been here less than a year, stand up in here.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay, so you can see we've have a lot of new people here in the office, in the
You guys can sit
field.
down if you want.
Our carpenters, laborers and stuff. So we're getting a lot of new people in here, and we just want to make sure that everybody is mentoring them, letting them know what our safety culture is. Because it's easy, you come from another place, you get a project manager, PE, superintendent from some other company, or you get a carpenter labor from some other company, and they come to us and they don't know what our safety culture is. So everybody needs to be working with them on that. Very important, showing them this is what we do in our pre-task plans. This is, hey, we tie off here. This is what we're always going to do, and just working with them on that so they know that. Because I've come up here before and said, hey, we had 0 injuries. Well, I can't say that this year. I can't say that. We've had some injuries with subcontractors. We've had some injuries with some of our people, and we can't do that. We got to send the people home safe, and it's going to take everybody's effort to do that. And just working with them on that. And a lot of it, we look back on it and what happened. Oh, we weren't planning something right. We didn't tell them that we needed to do it this way. They just did that, or I wasn't watching them, or it's going to be pretty quick. They'll probably be okay. We'll just do this instead. And that's when something's happening. We got to take a step back, look at that, and see. We got some more training for you tomorrow for CPR first aid. We were doing that just once a year in April. We had some people who weren't able to show up for that, so we're doing a makeup tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the Portland office. And then not safety-wise, but we're doing some P6 training because you guys like to schedule. And some of you want to know a little bit more about that, and we'll be sending that out. We're going to have some training sessions in October, starting in October. Go through, I think we have 5 sessions. We're going to do a Monday night and a Wednesday night. Jennifer and I will be doing that, one in Salem and one in Portland. So we'll send some information out on that. And that's it.
Nailed it.
Woo!
I think it'd be a good experiment is, Roland mentioned mentorship and who those people are that really can provide that leadership in terms of safety and throughout the company. If you've been here for more than 20 years, why don't you raise your hand? How many people in this room have been here? There's a lot of people to lean on that have been here a very long time. And it's incumbent on all of us, all the people that have been here for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years to share that with everybody. So on that note, I remember my first day. I remember coming to Salem, and I wore a shirt and a tie. I don't know why I did. I remember I sat in the lunchroom at Pence Kelly, and a guy named Bill Moglia, who helped Kit in the shop, made fun of me the entire lunch about why I had a tie on. When we have somebody that's new, who we are, that's not automatic. It's not as though, when we talk and we hire and we recruit people, you get to talk about who you are and who you want to be, but that's a short sliver in time. It's important for us to share with each other and reinforce and recenter what we believe in, who we are, and where we're going. So a lot of people would say, you should make a vision statement or a mission statement. We're just dumb contractors, so we decided to call it who we are and where we're going, because that seems easier and less catchy. So we're going to talk about that today. So that I'm kind of a touchy-feely person. I get my chance now to just be super touchy-feely. So we've written here, and we're not passing it out today, but you'll get something soon, what we're calling the who we are statement, okay? And I'm going to read through it and tell you why we chose the words that we did. And that's Dave and I and the management team at the company that have all worked on this. It's not one person. And help share with especially the new folks. And for those that have been here a while, just to remind us about why we're here and who we are. So the first thing it says Pence Companies, and we'll get to that here in a minute too. Pence Companies is a deeply rooted community of like-minded individuals who believe. And for me, the most important word there is community. And it had been easy to substitute family, because really this feels like a family to me. But a family is a special thing. My wife and my daughter and my mom and dad are my family. But this is special too. I mean, honestly, I'll spend more waking hours with the people in this room most of the time than I'm going to spend with my family at home. And that's just the nature of work. So it's important that we care about. It's important that we care about each other. It's important that we recognize that we are a community, that we're in this together. So that's the most important word in that first sentence, okay? We're a deeply rooted community that believes the strength of our relationships we forge with our customers, our vendors, and each other forms the strength of our company. We talk about this a lot when we're trying to get work, that we're a negotiated contractor. People choose us. They don't choose our price all the time. They choose us. And it's important that we forge those relationships with those people. We've talked a lot about, as a negotiated contractor, it's way easier to get job 2, 3, and 4 with the same customer than it is to get 2, 3, and 4 new customers. So everyone, and all we do every day, it's important that we respect these relationships. And you saw so much of that as we were talking through those slides. How many of those jobs were repeat customers? Like more than half. But it's not just about our customers, it's our vendors, it's about caring about our subcontractors, and it's about having relationships with each other. So relationships are super important. The foundation of our success is rooted in the skills, the talents, and safety of our employees and the commitment to our company values. And I've talked about this a lot as we talk about who we are as well. We don't have a patent on a process. We don't have a special machine that makes curbs. What we have is we have people. That's the strength of our company. It's all here. It's in the room, and the people that aren't here. I don't want it to sound cliche. It truly is what makes our company is our people. And I'm so proud of the people in our room. So employees is the key word there. We seek to understand our clients and their goals, providing services tailored to achieve them. It occurs to me that all of our customers need something different. They don't all need the same thing. And our job is to be awesome listeners of our customers, figure out what they need and give them lots of it. Being flexible in how we tailor our services. Understand is the important word there. When our values align with our customers, successes are amplified. We strive to find these partnerships where our values align. So some of you in here today may be on jobs where our values with our customers don't align. And I'm sure you know which jobs those are. Are those fun or are those easy jobs to be on? No, it's way harder. We're much better when we're working with people that want to work with us, that want services that we can provide, that selected us because they want us as opposed to price. So we need to align with partnerships with people that align with us. We desire growth. We're going to touch on this again today as well, to further our ability to serve our customers, our communities, and each other. This is a choice. We're choosing to grow. And this isn't a choice that just Dave and I have made. This is a choice that Kurt Pence made, Terry Kelly made, Dale Pence made, Terry Lurkey made, the people in this room. This is a choice we're making together. And we're going to talk about why we're making that choice together, why growth is important. But the important word there is growth. The company's profits are earned through collective hard work. We embrace the obligation that profits create to be generous in all aspects of our lives. This comes back to something that Dave said to me a long time ago. He said he wanted to earn the money that we make. We don't want to make money by tricking people. We don't want to make money underhandedly. We want to earn it. We want to get that profit through hard work. So that's the important word, is earned. But we need to be generous. And it's easy to think about generosity as just like giving at the zoo or whatever it is that we do, cleaning up the beach. But generosity is about generosity with our time, with our emotion, with each other. Being generous in all aspects of our lives should be a goal that we all have. We keep our promises even when no one is looking. Honesty is a choice. You know, we get to choose, and you're either one or the other. You're either an honest person or you're not. We can't float in and out of it. And so saying we keep our promises, it has to be even when it's against our best interests. These are hard values to live by, but this is as important as any other. In success, we're anchored in humility. That's just about being thankful and gracious and humble about what we achieve. And finally, this is something that rings really true with me. Building is our passion, and we share that enthusiasm with our customers and the communities we serve. So when I was growing up, I was the kid that would get a gift at Christmas time, and I would immediately take it apart and see how it goes together, and then I'd put it back together. I have a lot of toys that didn't work from when I was a kid that I ruined this way. But that curiosity, this building is a manifestation of that on a huge scale, right? Being able to see how this building goes, knowing what's under this carpet right here, understanding how things get done. And I see that same curiosity in this room, and I want to foster that. I want us all to have that curiosity and enthusiasm. So this is who we are, and we're talking about it today to remind ourselves of who we are. We want to acknowledge that this isn't just Dave and I. These values, we learned it. We learned who we are from watching Kurt Pence, from watching Terry Lurkey, from watching Terry Kelly, from watching Dale Pence. This is important. So with that, Dave is going to talk to us.
Well, I'm going to add too. We learned that, and I think it's a reflection of who's here in front of us today too. So thank you for helping us make that clear.
Was that touchy-feely enough? I don't know. No one's crying.
My part or yours?
I felt like someone would cry, and I got, okay, Kit was close to crying.
All right. So where are we going, right? So as we've received this company as owners from our predecessors, growth was a model since Dale Pence, as Paul mentioned. So as we look forward to where we're going to be in the future, growth is just part of our DNA. It's the way the company has gone. It's gone through changes throughout the years. It's gone through ownership transitions that will beyond Paul and I, and we look forward to that. We want to keep this company a company that goes on in perpetuity. We don't have a finish line that we're targeting in sight. We've got a goal right now that we thought the closest vision, or the furthest out vision maybe, that we can make is 2022. So we set some goals, and that's only 5 years away. So here's the goals, and they're going to be pretty simplified here, and there's going to be more detail that we create to them. We're talking about volume here, so double the volume of LCG Pence. And we're going to fill in things on that like, okay, what profit percentage do we want to target in that? What other goals are surrounded and fulfill that? But double the volume of LCG Pence in 5 years. That is a goal of ours. Double the volume of Pence Kelly in 5 years. Does that seem like a huge goal? It probably does, the way we ran pretty hard this year in lean, doesn't it?
Have we done it before?
Believe it or not, what's it been, 2 or 3 years ago, we were half the volume we are right now. And so say in 5 years that we're going to double, and the way that we're good at doing what we do, I don't think is going to be a huge challenge in some regards. In some regards it will, and we'll talk about that. So Beco, and you may have noticed the Beco logo too. If you hadn't seen that before, as you walked in, the first slide, there's this Beco logo. It looks awesome. I love seeing it on emails that I get from them, and so I'm excited about Beco and some of the changes that are going on there. So Beco, in 5 years, our goal is that it's a one-stop equipment and materials rental provider with an excellent service reputation. So that is a goal, to serve our projects through Beco. And I need to remind you, that's 5 years out. That's not today. So don't call Kid or Andrea and say, hey, deliver my porta potty tomorrow, right? So it's progress. So it's a goal in mind, and we're putting steps in place to make that goal achievable. So those are some exciting goals, right? And you might be asking yourself, why? Why grow?
What's the point?
What's the point? Exactly. So why grow? There's a lot of reasons for growth. And one is simply that I think we're good at what we do, and that's really building relationships. We're good at developing new relationships. We're good maintaining old relationships, and you see it in the project list that we run down through. And there's a lot of projects of repeat clients, and there's projects that are new clients that have a second project for us, and all that's relationship-based. So we're really good at that, and I think we're well positioned for that in this market, and the skills that we have and the type of work that we have. So with that, our clients are growing, so that's nice. So we married ourselves up with clients that are set for growth. And Paul talked about the Medford job that I don't think he even had to put his name in on. The owner did, and 2 hours later said he got a job for him. Opportunities for our team is another reason for growth. So just think about this. Think about improved profits with growth, right? More revenue should equal more profits. So we'd all like to make more money, and that could serve you all in several different ways. So think about it this way. Think about now we've got a full-time HR person, right? We've grown. We're able to afford that. Michelle's able to help us in a lot of different ways there. Support you in healthcare and hiring folks, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. And I'm going to go out on a limb right here, who wouldn't want their family's healthcare paid for, right? That is a goal of ours, to do that, to grow to a point to establish our back-and-house systems enough that we can do that and serve you all in that way. Diversify for sustainability is another reason why we need to grow. So the market changes, right? So right now we're doing a lot of residential. We're doing a lot of senior housing, and we're doing a lot of school work, right? And typically those are a little bit counter-cyclical. Right now they're lining up just because the private market's ran out as far as it has. You've seen us getting into higher ed. So that's a purposeful thing that we sought after. Shannon and Lee are targeting that, put together a business plan, and just trying to develop entities of work that we establish counter-cyclical construction cycles. So we've got work sustained, going, growing. So another reason to grow. The last thing I wanted to mention is what we do for our communities is good. Think about what we build. Now, you guys go to work every day, and yeah, it provides a paycheck, and yeah, it provides for your family, which is extremely important, but we do something in addition to that. We provide good things for our communities. Think about the schools. So you got that slide of Reynolds High School with all those kids marching through the hallway, right? And how many kids did you say were homeless even in that group? 700 students. We help build a school to help educate them. We help build hotels that people get to work out in.
Fitness
hotels. We build senior housing facilities that are now in Bremerton that's going to house you know, Whitey's relatives, possibly, right? But we build things that provide for our community in ways that if you stop and think about what we do, we provide a lot of things for our communities through what we do. And so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we're super lucky to be in this industry.
Right. And sometimes we lose sight of that. So you got to step back and look at what our founders started and what we get to continue and the amount of good work we get to do in our communities. It's pretty amazing. And because of the Pence Kelly team, you get to get on Facebook as soon as this meeting's over and get some really good, I don't know, I'm not on Facebook. I probably should be. What do you do on Facebook?
I don't know. If you keep bullying him, he might. I talk about it all the time. But.
All right. So enough of that. So you might be thinking, okay, growth. You know, we just gone through, especially school teams, and I'm thinking of Woodlark, and there's a lot of teams that are like, man, work's really hard right now. We're stretched thin. How are we going to grow? And I totally feel that. I agree with you. Because one of the things that we know we want to do is workforce development, right? So here's our road. We got a roadmap here that Shannon did for us, which I think is an awesome illustration of how we're going to grow. And what we don't want to do is stretch to grow. A little bit of stretching is okay. A little stretching is healthy. When you're a young person, you're growing too fast, you know, your muscles start aching. That's kind of what we're going through, that things hurt. But that's not how we want to plan to grow. We want to plan to grow by workforce development. That means giving support to all of you that we know you need and coming up with a plan to do that, to bring up, and I'll just say, for example, the concrete side of the world. We want to get more carpenters and more people onto our projects that we can start developing. We kind of lost sight of that a little bit, and we want more people on our projects that we can find great people to bring up and develop and support all you and what you all are doing. So workforce development, bringing in project engineers right out of school, getting more people, and just bringing in that undergirding of people that are growing up through our company, because I think we grow people really, really well when we focus on it. And that's our future. So workforce development is going to be a big part of how we achieve that in the future. And really, we've got, you know, I reflected on Paul and I, and we look at our skills. And, you know, I did okay in finance in school. I don't know how you did. I never asked you how you did in finance.
It's super good.
You did super good? So, you know.
I took like one class. So.
Yeah, so there's a year ago, and
didn't
Paul
even
and I are
graduate.
like, okay, there's all these finance things that we're trying to undergird and shore up, and we're not doing a very good job of it, really. And
Not on our own, no.
and we're good. We're not good anymore at project management and stuff like that. And so we're trying to fulfill all these other parts of the company, and that's where we said, okay, if we're going to grow, we need to shore up and strengthen and really get this foundation for our company, because we don't want to get big and then topple over, right? That'd be horrible. That wouldn't be good for all of you. So we really want to secure our future by providing a good foundation. So one of the things you saw us do early on was communication. I think my wife's told me I'm not the best communicator. So, and Paul and I communicate really good to each other, but we don't communicate very well to all of you. So that's where Shannon came into the picture, and we said, okay, Shannon, help us communicate. You know, you've seen newsletters, you've seen crazy videos of Paul and I that we'll try to get better at, and you know, all this meeting and company picnics and all those kind of things that provide community and communication are things that we started to provide some change with. The financial side that I just mentioned, we brought Jim in. Boy, we needed Jim's help. We're so thankful to have him here. We need to shore up our financial stability and our bonding company. So we want, as we grow, we need to make sure we can pay all our bills, right? So we need structure behind that. We need banking relationships. We need strategy. We need strategy, right? So Jim's looking 5 years out right now and starting to look at markets that we need to undershore and underpin and invest in, and he's looking at all these kind of things. Tammy's here as our controller now and shoring up some of that stuff. Jennifer, project controls. You see project controls up there. We needed some project control. When's the last time we had a a manual that had all our project controls laid out. 2005 was the last time we had a manual that said, hey, this is the way we do things, this is how we're going to do them, and we're going to be consistent. So Jennifer has, you saw that change happen where, man, we need to invest in that. And Jennifer is awesome, and she said yes and stepped up to that role. Human resources, you've seen Michelle come on, and she's working hard. Boy, she's been hitting, she hit the ground running since she got here. And we're so happy to have her. She's working on benefits right now, and she and I are getting together on this piece right here and developing some different plans on that. We've got a committee even working on this right now too. And she's going to help us hire well, and we're going to help her too, because you know what? She needs help knowing exactly what type of people we want to fit into our organization. You see BIM management, not IT. Jim's overseeing and helping Travis figure out what's important to you guys, and Travis is doing an awesome job up there, and he's fun too. So it's nice to have awesome and fun. I threw BIM in here, and I kind of want to point out what Nat's got going on. So you look at Pence, Kelly, and growth, and you look at guys like Whitey and Mike and John and Steve, and you look at the experience they have in doing concrete work, and it's like, how do you replace that? You know, I hate to say you guys are getting older, right? And we've got, I'm sorry, Michelle, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Don't worry, it's on video too, Dave.
So
It's recorded.
So there's some skills that some of the younger guys need help with and stuff. And Zach's been working really hard, and his team have been working hard on some of this BIM. So some building information stuff that we're doing. We're putting stuff in drawings and getting them out to the team and going through some of that paperwork stuff, so they don't have to spend time on that as much as they spend time on doing what they do best, and that's build things. So we're trying to shore up all these things and create an awesome foundation. And I think we've got great people that we brought in to do that we can now build on. And this is going to be one of the biggest things we need to build on. So you folks that are working so hard, just don't break. I mean, we don't want to do that.
No, it'd be easy to grow to a $300 million company. It's harder to grow to an awesome $300 million company. And that's what our goal is to be a great company that everyone here loves working at. That's the goal. So our commitment is not just to run out there and grab all the work we can do and yay, we meet this goal. But instead really shore ourselves up and be an awesome company when we get there. That's our commitment. So along with that comes the word change, and there's a lot to this. I hear this a lot. There's so much change going on. And it seemed appropriate to remind us that we're constantly changing. Some of you will recognize people in these pictures, but that's the Salem office when it was first being built. They moved off Mission Street to Pence Loop. That must have seemed crazy. There's Eric Davenport, if you can believe it. There's Dale Pence in the corner. We have a history of change. And that doesn't mean, me saying that doesn't mean that change isn't always uncomfortable. But I want to tell you to have faith in the process. Have faith in me. Have faith in Dave. Have faith in the people around you. The company's changed a lot in the 23 years that I've been here, for the good mostly. And that's what our commitment to you is to change for the good as well. So let's talk about change. This is like my favorite subject. I love this so much. Okay, raise your hand if you don't know what those three letters stand for. And it's okay if you don't. A lot of people don't. Is there anybody here that doesn't know what LCG stands for? Only one, two. Anybody else? Three. Blake admits it. Some people. Okay, this stands for, Lurkey Construction Group. And Terry Lurkey is a wonderful man, and we have a long legacy that we owe to him. His name is a bit of a mouthful, unfortunately. And I'm sure you've all run across this. We've been at tons of events where they say something like, hey, big thanks to LGC Pence. Who's heard this? I mean, everyone in here. Heard it today. Sure, I may have said it today. Great. Welcome Paul Schultz from LG Pence, which makes sense if you just bought a television at Costco. Of course it's LG. Or, so you work for GC Pence, which makes sense because GC is a general contractor. That would make way more sense than LCG Pence. Or my favorite and Emily's favorite, I got a voicemail and So Comcast has this really cool feature where they transcribe your voicemails for you. And so this person called Paul from LCG Pants. I reunited with a high school friend here recently, and he says, "Where do you work?" And I'm telling him about my company. He goes, "Well, what's it called again?" I go, "LCG Pence." And his response is, "God, that is a mouthful." And he's right. We also exist in this sort of alphabet soup of other companies. So have you noticed the rise of LCD construction? That's helpful. There's one letter off, right? That's Lanphier Construction Design. The good people at Lease Crutcher Lewis call themselves LCL. Emily and I are interviewing with a company called LGC in 2 weeks. Can you believe that? And what are the odds? I mean, who would have thought there would be this many L companies? Got LCG Welding, LCG Group of Companies. How about GBC Construction, Greenberry? So we're ready to begin transitioning to just Pence. And that can't happen overnight. This is not something that's going to happen this week or a month from now. This is likely going to be about a year away. But I need your guys' help, because if we can't say it, no one else is going to say it. So I'm asking everybody today to start referring to us as Pence. Thanks for calling. It's Paul from Pence. When you're filling out your meeting minutes, ball in court, Pence. When you're talking to your customer, Pence. It's not easy. I've been trying, and I think I've probably screwed it up like 10 times in this meeting today. So that's what I'm asking for. We're not ready to just upset the apple cart right now and make this change, but this change is coming. And we're excited for it. It's a wonderful name. It honors the legacy of the people that brought us here. It's all started with Dale. What year was that? 1945? 1949. He's older than, I think, Anderson Construction. So this is where we're headed. And so I'd ask for all your help getting there. And again, just right now, that just means thinking about how we talk to each other about our company. Pence. Everybody like that? Is that good? The other option is we could add like 6 more characters in front of LCG to try and be like ABC LCG or something like that.
And that's not our logo. We've got time to develop it.
And it's always going to be with the quotes.
It might be.
Just to be
but
complicated.
if I was designing it, it probably would be, but somebody smarter, somebody better than I, more gifted than I am.
No doubt. So everyone's been super patient with us today, listening to this. I'm sorry for soapboxing so much. But we're going to get more into the cycle again. We're going to meet like this twice a year, and we're going to alternate that with parties. So I hope everybody has on their calendar to come to Uptown Billiards on December 2nd. I had to look at the date there real quick. It's super fun if you haven't been there. So raise your hand if you went last year. Keep your hand up if you thought it was an awesome time. Yeah, it is super fun. So we're going to That's fair. We all set goals for ourselves, Whitey. That's totally fair.
Who was what?
So I think that's about it.
Well, so you've got this on your table. Take that home. If you're not the planner scheduling your family, give it to the person in your family that is, so they can get it on the calendar.
And like last year, if you're out of town, if you can't get a cab ride, essentially, to the event, we'll put you up in a hotel. Same hotel as last year, just changed names. It's called Dossier now instead of the Westin.
Dossier.
Oh, it's way nicer. Dossier. And good news for Steve, it's right across from his job site, so we can all critique the work he's doing while we're there. In fact, I've requested a room facing his job site. Yeah, bring blue tape, exactly.
Can I back up to one thing? I know there's a lot of people to introduce here today, but I'd really want to introduce our construction support team. And we named that group for a reason, led by Jim. So Jim, can you and your group just stand, just so everyone knows who you guys are?
So why'd you call him that, Jim, Dave?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're supposed to stand and remain standing.
So, when Jim and I first started talking about this group, and Paul, his foreman, we were talking, it had some acronym, right? And we really got down to what is this team supposed to do? What's the goal of this team? Is really support construction. So I just want to thank you all, because you guys are so important to everything that everyone else does. And day in and day out, we need support from smart people. So thank you for that. Wow. All right. All right. So, yeah.
You're looking for interspersed among all of you, we can't do what we're doing without what you do with Omni. I've been in this business for 20 years, and the organized chaos that you guys do to make a building or a structure come together is awe-inspiring. And I'll never know how to do that, but what I think I know how to do is to have a team help you be successful. And without you, there's no reason for us to exist. So if you haven't gotten the message, all these people are standing and that want to stand are here to support you. And you see it's Beco. Beco's, bringing up this whole equipment business to be a one-stop shop. And you've got accounting, and they're trying to make sure that, when you go into somewhere to get some supplies, that someone that says, well, sorry, you don't have an account here, or HR, when you need support of employees or staffing, that's there and you don't have to worry about it. Or IT, when you call up and my phone's not working, or I can't get into my account today. What do those things mean? And then all the PMAs that we've brought into this process, we're all here to support you. And so we're very proud to do that. And I'm very proud of the team that we have here. And I thank Dave and Paul for the opportunity to come and serve such a wonderful organization.
Well said.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
So, one more thing. So I think we have at least one birthday that we need to recognize today.
Today?
I think so. I believe it's Philip Johnson's birthday today.
Oh.
So there's some people that are a day before, a day after, but I want to embarrass Philip and just remind everybody that today is, and be sure to give him a rub on his head or something on the way out. Happy birthday, Philip Johnson. Thanks for spending it with us. All right. Is that it?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
I think we actually met our time. Say hello to somebody you haven't met, please. There's plenty of people around.